Together, Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie formed a blazing Hollywood supernova. But now that the ultimate celebrity couple has split up, we're about to find out which half of the duo formerly known as Brangelina shines the brightest alone. Brad Pitt versus Angelina Jolie. Who's the bigger star? Round 1. Awards.
And the winner is...
Jolie's trophy case boasts 3 Golden Globe statues for her work in 1997's George Wallace, 1998's Gia, and 2000's Girl, Interrupted. The latter also earned her a Best Supporting Actress Oscar and a SAG award. Brad Pitt's no awards season slouch, of course. He's got his own Oscar and a BAFTA for his part as a producer of the 2013 Best Picture winner 12 Years a Slave, a Golden Globe for his supporting role in 1995's 12 Monkeys, and an Emmy for his work as an executive producer on the 2014 HBO drama The Normal Heart. Advantage? Neither. Both need to build secondary support beams on their respective prize shelves just to hold all their shiny bits. So maybe the real winners here are their contractors. Round 2. Extracurriculars. It's Angelina's humanitarian accomplishments outside of acting that really set her apart from Brad. In 2001, long before their relationship even began, she was named to a Goodwill Ambassador position by the United Nations after visiting with Afghan refugees in Pakistan. She remained in that role until 2012, when she was promoted to Special Envoy for the UN High Commissioner for Refugees. Also in 2001, she began conservation efforts in Cambodia, which would eventually give her secondary citizenship. It's also where she adopted her son, Maddox. Other humanitarian awards include an Order of St. Michael and St. George from Queen Elizabeth, and a Jean Herschel Humanitarian Award from the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences. To be fair, Pitt did participate in many of Jolie's overseas efforts over the years, and his name is right there in the title of the Jolie Pitt Foundation they started together in 2006. Notably, Brad launched the Make It Right Foundation in 2007, and after Hurricane Katrina left New Orleans' 9th Ward in ruins, he courted investors to rebuild the neighborhood with sustainable materials. Advantage? Jolie's been seen with her boots on foreign soil as often as she has with her heels on glitzy red carpets. While Pitt's participation doesn't count for nothing, Jolie definitely has the weightier name within the international philanthropy community. Round 3. Paychecks. It's basic math. Pitt makes an estimated $31.5 million annually, while Jolie is said to bring in roughly half of that. According to Forbes, even their first shared starring vehicle, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, had a significant rumored pay discrepancy, with Pitt allegedly pulling $20 million and Jolie collecting just $10 million for equal screen time. Though Jolie's has some significant paydays of her own, ranging up to $20 million for 2010's Salt, Pitt was rumored to make as much as $30 million for 2001's Ocean's 11. His biggest financial boon, though, comes by way of his Plan B entertainment production company, which has produced films like World War Z, or World War Z if you're an American, and The Big Short. Add a cool $60 million Netflix deal to that and the victory is clear. Advantage? When Pitt gets a spot in front of the cameras and a seat at the production table, it's money in the bank. Round 4. Ticket sales. Jolie's most successful film to date is Disney's Maleficent, which earned a whopping $758.5 million worldwide. Pitt's biggest earner was World War Z, which took in $540 million across the globe. It's Pitt's only picture to cross the $500 million threshold, but Jolie's got the 3 Kung Fu Panda movies to add to her column. In total, Pitt's movies have made almost $7 billion worldwide, while Jolie's picks are closing in on a respectable $6 billion. Interestingly enough, Jolie's reported opening box office average is just a hair higher at around $68 million, while Pitt's is around $67 million. Another minor difference is the fact that of their top 10 most successful movies, Jolie has 3 that featured her as a singular central lead: Maleficent, Lara Croft Tomb Raider, and Salt, while Pitt's got 2, The Curious Case of Benjamin Button and World War Z. Advantage? Jolie. But it's a squeaker. Jolie tends to take on projects people are willing to trek out to theaters to see, and she does it with a touch more consistency than Pitt.
What an awkward situation.
Round 5. PR skills. Jolie is whip smart about the fame game, and there's plenty of proof. Consider the time when she penned her own harrowing op-eds in the New York Times about getting a double mastectomy and then a hysterectomy, after managing to avoid the paparazzi long enough to actually have these treatments done. And then there's the way she started capitalizing on the tabloid value of her private life, like photos of her newborn children or wedding dress, to turn that into easy money made for charity. Pitt, meanwhile, tends to keep a lower profile with the media, instead of using it to his advantage. Advantage? Jolie, by a mile. Round 6. Sex appeal. Both Jolie and Pitt earned a significant amount of their initial fame based on their devastatingly good looks. Check out Pitt in Fight Club or his extra-toned chest in Troy. How about Jolie's bath scene in Wanted? It's a scientific fact. They are considered some of the world's most attractive humans. Advantage? They're both hot, and they both know it. But Pitt gets the advantage as a two-time sexiest man alive. Round 7, the endorsements. Jolie nabbed a massive $10 million ad deal to prop Louis Vuitton, which is why she always seems to have one of the fashion house's bags in hand. Pitt, meanwhile, scored $7 million to make a laughably awful commercial for Chanel No. 5, and added another $3 million to his stacks for a Cadillac ad that only ran in China. Advantage? Pitt might be the more frequent flyer in the ad lane, but when Jolie does it, she goes big. The tally. It's really close. Jolie's got some serious mainstream muster thanks to her fascinating image overhaul. She's no longer that weird girl who made out with her brother, but instead that rare celebrity who actually uses her fame for good. People can't seem to look away, and not just because of her unique beauty. She's smart, strategic, and makes it worth the watch. That said, Pitt's been Mr. Popularity for ages. It's not just that he's always been chummy with some of Hollywood's chillest A-listers, or even the fact that his name's checked in a pop country song.
Okay, so you're Brad Pitt. That don't impress me much.
Jolie might be able to run a room by talking about important issues, but people will gravitate toward Pitt to hear him read the phone book. Pitt was already fully established before he and Jolie started all the Brangelunacy 11 years ago, and that's what gives him the win here. He got here first. It's as simple as that. Victory, Brad. So, Angelina.
That's what losing sounds like.
Thanks for watching. If you want to learn more about Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie's divorce, check out our friends at Nicki Swift. The same team behind Looper makes videos for the Nicki Swift channel.